line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here live on PT Race TV. We are showcasing you the Six Sigma Sim Racing Oval League here at Auto Club Speedway here now for your presentation. Presented in part by our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing, your #1 Moza and Sim Magic dealer on the market, bringing you the high quality, finest of chassis for all your racing needs. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Schreier, joining you guys here today. It's time to get down to business as always here, and these guys coming off from the Road Course Challenge Week last week now face a brand new challenge at Auto Club Speedway with their starting lineup starting the 24, Jimmy Hayden on the outside of the 41, Brian Beeman. Row number 2 is Austin Loud on the 14, the outside of the 43 is William White from across the pond in the UK. The 20 is Andrew Hardcastle, the 22 there of Jeff Oakes. Row number 4 is Alan Tenorgard on the 12, on the outside, and the 23 is Luke Mahone. Row number 5 is going to be Mike Ryan on the 76, the outside, the 55 is Will Rempe Row 6 is Corey Abbott, 21 on the outside, in the number 6, Patrick Kelly. Row number 7, that will be piloted down by Kenny McGrath. The 15 outside, the 5, Chantel Thrall-Pottle. The 48 is Robert Kahn, and the 2 is Chad Lancaster. Row number 9 is Chris Schuessler, the 61 on the outside, and the 13, Hunter Hammer and Hansen. Row number 10 is Stephen Loud, the 19, with the 3 of Arthur Clemens. And finally, 71, Wayne Ruprecht. Your field of drivers set for the action, set to go. Green flag in the air. Let's begin our showcase of Auto Club Speedway. Oh, let's say what's going on down there. There's a problem off the corner, and the 5 with the throttle sent out bottles and the inside retainers. Oh boy. That was not, you start a race up, and she's already trying to do burnouts down there. Chantel, it's a little early to do burnouts out there. I think she got so used to that front wheel drive car, the Honda Civic Type R there, she forgot what an actual rear wheel drive car feels like out there. Take a look at the replay and see what the heck happened here. Presented by 6 Sigma Sim Racing, here is your P10 Race TV instant replay. Well, Mike Rideout, whatever happened to him there, completely got destroyed in there, and then Spottle trying to get out of that mess and get out of the way. Let's see the car just completely nosedive into that retainer barrier. Thankfully, she is okay. Rideout, though, perhaps not so much. We'll take a look at the chopper cam here if we can. Looks like he got kind of crossed up in that 3 wide scenario. Then he tried to drive off it, nearly taking Kahn and looked like Corey Abbott with him, but unfortunately catches the throttle Chantel Pottle instead. Just a bad break there between those drivers, and unfortunately nothing they can really do about it. So the field now going to have to kind of work their way through that mess and through that backstage issue and see what they can bring to the table now. Not the start they wanted to bring to the table here. We'll see how they handle from this point on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we do have a driver lined up to talk with today. So let's head it down to the track here and listen to our drivers. Starting out this one here, the Rockside Tires, machine number 13. Of course, this is Mr. Hunter Hammer and Hansen. And Hansen right now, you know it's early, but this next-gen car seems to be dwelling some drivers a little bit of trouble. Why might that be there in this car today?
I'll tell you the truth, you know, you're fighting real tight, trying to get the car to rotate. And once it does rotate, it rotates. You know, it's just a lot of learning. And again, you know, I'm definitely new to it, and it's throwing me for a loop. So I'm trying to get it figured out, especially on this new wheel. So, you know, we're going to struggle. We're going to try to figure it out and be there, you know, on lap 79 for the win.
So with the new wheel you just mentioned, what is the differences you're feeling from that versus what you used to have for the time you had it so far?
So from the old Logitech I had, you could not feel anything. Now with this new Moza R5, you can feel the rips, the dips. I mean, you can feel everything, the character on this track. I mean, it's so crazy.
For sure there. All right, well, Hunter, we do appreciate your time down there, and best of luck as you get ready to reel them back and try to see what you can bring with this new wheel and car today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hunter Hammer and Hansen, ladies and gentlemen, on the line there. We'll now take it down to our other driver that is willing to talk with us today. In the number 48, ladies and gentlemen, the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn back with us. And Kahn, we know your history back with the Truck Series and back with the Xfinity Series, but really your Cup Series stuff, especially with this next gen, has been kind of minimal. What is your thoughts on what you're feeling right now, how the track is going to handle for you?
The biggest difference is like with the Xfinity and trucks, you have grip really early. Like in the first couple laps, it'll be your fastest laps you run. But with these next gen cars, you have to. It's like they're cold. Tires are cold, and it takes them a couple laps to warm up. So that's a learning curve, and just trying to figure out where you can produce most grip and rotate the best at throughout, especially 3 and 4. That's a tricky one.
Tricky one indeed. Now I'll ask as well as we've seen with these starts as well. You said they are cold tires are the worst part of it, but when it gets a little bit warmed up, you guys take it towards 3 wide and tough like tandem drafts and all that?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not entirely comfortable yet with these. I feel like I get kind of pushy in the long run. They don't loosen up, so I just have to play. I'm not going to be very aggressive. Just kind of just I want to settle for a top five, top 10 finish. So if I could do that, then you know, then we'll work on trying to be top three.
For sure there. Colin, thanks so much for your time down there.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
The Lowell Skull Bolts 48, ladies and gentlemen. The rattlesnake, Robert Gone. All right, race fans. Well, you know the drill. You know what it's time to go do now. We're gonna get railed up and fired back up. Drivers preparing for the action at hand here. Coming down through the front straightaway to our Six Sigma Sim Racing restart zone. It will be Jimmy Hayden, Austin Louder, your two front runners here. Green flight back on out. We need to get to 80 laps here at All Club. Jimmy Hayden with a big run out of the gate takes the advantage off that. The number 14, Austin Louder, trying to get the Mobile 1 squared up as Andrew Hardcastle comes right into the mix, into the barge. Driver is trying to stay out of trouble there on that back stretch. You can see some rolling, sculling, and driving down there as the straightaway of the back half ends up bumping these drivers up a little bit and notching them down quite more. You're going to see a lot of this too, is these drivers, the way those cars just bounce around the track. It's rough, it's tumbled, it's a tough little track to figure out, but that's what makes it so good, is the fact that you got the wide open range of the 3 wides, the 4 wides, if you really want to go that route. You have multi-groove moments, and occasionally a little bit of tilting and tagging a little bit on the track. That was the same thing that happened earlier on to Mike Rideout. This time, though, it does not affect Kenny McGrath there, or the number 22, Jeff Oakes there. Jeff Oakes, I believe, got clipped up a little bit there either by White or McGrath, and both drivers able to keep themselves under control as we now take a bit of a 3-wide solution here. This is the number 5, or well, I believe that's supposed to be. Trying to get a number on that one as we go 3 wide off that. It's kind of hard to get a number. That's Luke Mahone there. There we go. Yeah, Luke Mahone driving the 5. That's not technically his number. He's supposed to be driving the number 23. We know the 5 is Chantel the Throttle Pottles ride. Nevertheless, the Ryobi 5 anyway, making a good little charge on the outside with the 3 wide tandem salute. Jeff Oakes kind of mixing it out on the bottom lane now with him as he looks to try to make his run up to the front. Ryobi 1 and then the Valvoline up machine going head to head with one another here. Good battle off of the corners. Ailits and Norgard, surprisingly, honestly, the Ludge.gg laying low early, although you heard Con say earlier, you gotta let the car set in a bit before you start really pushing it. Ailton maybe taking that to heart, maybe really focusing that in quite viscerally here. Either way, he's got a long road ahead of him, and Brian Beeman right in front of all of them there trying to make his move off, and Mahone driving it right through. Yet again, another car taken for a loop and taken for a scoop. He jumps it right up ahead. This is some pretty impressive moves so far. Again, Mahone started back in 8th. He's already 4 spots up. Ellis Norgard started back in 7th. He's in 6th. But again, he is one of those characters you got to be very careful of, because he can kind of sneak up on you when you least expect it, and then just make your charge and make your run off when you really don't know what he's doing. Kenny McGrath, the 15, what a showcase the Budweiser machine had last week there at Watkins Glen. Had a little bit of a trouble there, unfortunately, in some cases, some turns, but man, he was still on it, and he was barging, trying to see if maybe he could make a move up or a distance too from all the other drivers, but wasn't quite to be. 1 of 8, 1/8 of the way there. We are now 10 laps deep into this. Power and the raw speed just seeing itself out and through its pace. Jimmy Hayden right now your race leader as we take a look at our lap timing here. Lap A heats, that's a fast one. That is a 40.126, and yes, it's purple because that means he laid down the fastest lap of the day. But But in doing so, he gave Austin Louder just a little bit more confidence to come back at him on lap 9. Lap 10, not so much. The ball falls in Hayden's court. Andrew Hardcastle right now trying to catch up into this mix as well. Hardcastle down the back half, trying to put the Bass Pro Shop glove machine right in between with Louder. This field of drivers right now absolutely tearing it up a notch, trying to take down the other Lancaster and William White. Right on the march. Oh, but Lancaster a little bit loosey-goosey up into number 4, manages to save that bad boy down. He's got to be careful down there. I know he's been extremely tenacious and tough on the track, but he knows he is not with a win yet. He's still searching for that first win ever here on Pete's Racing TV. And he's been around as long as I have, ladies and gentlemen. I've raced him before. I've dealt with him before. He's a good driver, but man, he really has got to be a little bit more conservative, a little bit more patient on when and where he decides to make his moves and jumps. I feel like that's the thing that separates him out from all the other tough drivers that constantly come onto the show. And I even admit up front, you guys may have saw the Hickory. May have tore up a little bit, but hey, I tore my own tires up just driving as hard as I did. So I can tell you right now from experience, you don't want to tear up too much equipment. You don't want to tear up those tires too fast and too furiously. Even if you're maybe a little bit upset, you still got to be conservative and be patient with every maneuvering and every turn you present it off with. Brian Beeman right now, the 41, staying right up ahead of McGrath and Abbott, as Abbott right now currently battles up with McGrath a little bit. And Corey Abbott, so far this season, one of the only drivers to bring home a victory and a W. He got it just a couple of weeks ago. He told me earlier today, I'm in it to win it, and I want that points race, and I want that points win. The championship stakes and everything else high on his list here, as we got a little bit of a jump off top side there. Ailton Norgard and Robert Kahn going to go head to head here. Kahn is, again, one of those drivers that you got to really be careful of, because, again, if you make him mad, he's like a snake. He just really strikes back so quick and so ferociously. That's why we always say, do not provoke the rattlesnake. That's where he got his nickname. He will just strike when the iron's hot and completely continue in. So now Norgard currently just laying low. Austin Louder starting to get a little bit closer up to Jamie Hayden. And again, if Hayden gets kipped up here, this could be a big move coming up. Strategies here are going to be very simple. Watch tire wear, watch your fuel. That's your biggest move here you can do with this track. So unlike another 14 that was out there on the track earlier today, Mr. Louder right now, holding his pace and holding his charge up, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. Jimmy Hayden, though, is your race leader through and through, and he is not giving an inch to any of these guys out here. This is brilliant runs here from this white four. And you can hear that throttle rhythm, too. Oh, I think I'm going to give him a little broadcaster curse there and jinxed him a bit. Got him swearing in the wall out turn 4. I was going to say that throttle rhythm was perfect, but the car didn't agree. So now here comes the 14. Louder trying to get the Mobile 1 right on his door handle. Meanwhile, behind him, Khan and Norgard, they're going to swap their positions they were at a little while ago. Norgard now takes it to the bottom. Khan on the top. Mahone, Beeman, Abbott, and all them currently working their way through, shooting the gaps in and shooting the corners off. So much momentum and so much grip thrown around these parts of town, man. It's an absolutely amazing situation to see just how much power and pressure goes into this kind of racing ordeals. Jeff Oaks right now currently watching on as Abbott and McGrath still continue to go at it there. Slight little tap there for Oaks there. With so much extra body frame and outside lining there on these cars though, man, you can really use that to your advantage. Ooh, my. Norgard getting a little bit close there to Khan. Nearly taking it down the round for that one. Maybe a misjudge of scenarios and a misjudge of the complacency there. Alan the Wild Man Wild has joined us, ladies and gentlemen. He says waiting for one of them to misjudge their run. What he's talking about is for one of them to go into that draft like a slingshot, if you will. You like to see in Talladega Nights. One locks up on the other and then drives it right on the other. But in this case, what happens is entering into that turn, if they overdrive it and that car slips up, then it's going to be trouble. That's what he's talking about down there. So far, none of them have misjudged their run yet, but a few of them have a little kiss with the wall there. Not a makeout session just yet, but they have definitely kissed it up just a little bit, maybe just for a little good luck. Although I'll tell you right now, that wall's not good luck. That's a dangerous little wall to be hitting anything on. Climbing it back underneath there, William White, the 43-21-3, Simware.com. Trying to put the Chevrolet Camaro up to good use. Brian Beeman right in there with them as both drivers continue to duke it out. The gap's separating out further and further as we go with this run. Jimmy Hayden, by the way, still your race leader. And honestly, this is impressive. The Lava Man, number 24, in my opinion right now, he's doing everything he needs to perfectly, and I'm about to show you right now with this onboard camera. So, we've been from the finish line. And now you see him work his way across the top. Now watch this. Gets it right down the bottom, but look at the throttle rhythm. Look at the smooth run there. Look at him. He doesn't let the rear end kick out too much. Keeps the front of the nose stable. He has to get a little bit of rotation. Now watch as he brings it down that back straightaway. Look for the corner. He's going to bring it right up and then smooth off the bottom. Liner back up, center back top side. And then head back down to that bottom. Cut the track down and cut the airflow around Austin Louder. Louder can't use that draft to his advantage and has to keep maneuvering around with him. Now, what that does is yes, it does make it a little harder on the leader because then they actually have to work the car a little bit more. But in turn, in doing so, that allows them to make for such an interesting little tandem little move to help put dirty airflow right in front of them. While we focus on the mid-pack, time to go back to the back alley outside right now and see where they're at. Lancaster falling back a little bit off the pace now into 12th, but he's still four spots up. The throttle Chantel Pottle and her Six Sigma Sim Racing Fox Racing number 5 Ford Mustang. It's unfortunate to say, she has been put to the binders and she has been put to the wall a few too many times already. And that's just one lap that she was on, and she didn't even try to have that happen to her. Hunter Hansen, as you heard him say earlier, he's got a brand new piece of equipment he's trying to get used to right now. Now, what he was talking about was the Moza R5. If you're wondering at home, what exactly does that do and what exactly is that? Well, to be honest with you, what it does is it basically is a direct drive wheelbase. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, we had to mute the mic for a minute there to kind of get something cleared up. So what that direct drive is that it's allowing for more textures, more granulars, and more areas to really use in terms of scope, in terms of leverage. As we get a little 3-wide scenario there coming off turn number 2. But a direct drive, its biggest priority and its biggest gain you get is that feeling, that the tax, the textures, and everything that allows for a car to be able to be noticeable and be able to use on the later half and on the front of whatever you're going for. For me, what it did is that it's made my cars feel a lot more stable. Even when I'm on an extremely loose setup, I still feel a lot more stable than I ever did on my T300 or my Logitech G29 and 920s. Speaking of stable, well, while you were wondering earlier on who was going to get a little too complacent, misjudged their run, well, Oaks nearly misjudged everything there. 3 wide off that. Everybody in the wall a little bit, as you see even McGrath getting in there. This pack of drivers right now, I swear, man, they have no way of getting around each other quicker, but they sure love to hang around one another. This is some awesome racing in the mid-pack of the Fiasco. But I will say one thing, though, that many drivers will learn when they do switch from those belt gear drivens to those direct drives is that they are going to have a lot more leeway, and they're going to have a personal feeling of content and more of a love for the sport, in my opinion, in sim racing. Because honestly, I had kind of thought about it a little bit, and I was thinking maybe I need to start thinking about hanging up my boots and just get back to being a broadcaster. But no, as soon as I got that rig of mine, I got my wheel, I'll tell you what, everything completely changed for me, and now I have fallen back in love with this. It's about as close to realism as you can get without actually getting behind an actual car. There's just so many things you now have at your disposal and your control. It really does make a difference. So I wish nothing but the best to Hunter Hansen on that one, but I'll tell him this too. He's got a lot of work to put in to get that thing dialed in. It took me well over a month and a half before I finally dialed everything in. And I was still figuring stuff out as I went along. But right now, your leader is right in front of your screen here, as you see Hayden and Lauder still going at it. Austin Lauder, again, winless last season, trying to change that this season. Jimmy Hayden, the Lava Man 24, had a couple close calls this season, but has not put it into victory lane yet. Lauder, though, honestly, this is the most impressive. We've seen him all season run this kind of race. And look at this right now. He finally got something on Hayden. The big jump to the bottom sends Hayden up a little top side. Down to the bottom again. We have a new leader. For how long, though? Hayden yet again using the outside to his leverage. Didn't quite get the lap. Hayden continues to lead. Man, Lauder had a great run there going into that turn. He had a lot of power to use up, but it looked like he had to back away and not to let things get too crazy there. Well, nearly halfway done with this race. So far, so good. Everything's been pretty clean and descriptive. And right now Hardcastle's starting to get a little bit cleared up. So we take it down a little bit more off the guards here. Brian Beeman, there you have it. Like a little bit of run. Abbott down to the inside. He's got Hardcastle linking about a little bit. Khan trying to block it, but the crossover has been completed. Abbott jumping it right ahead. This is hard racing at its finest yet again. And looks like pit stop's finally coming up. Luke Mahone, Robert Kahn, Ailton Orcar. Oh my, that could have been bad. Ailton had to back that thing down across her too and end up not taking that 5 of Ryobi's 1 and Luke Mahone. Thankfully the driver was able to clear out and stay out of trouble there. Louder starting to lose a lot of speed here. Hayden just jumping further ahead. I think Hayden probably is looking at getting into pit road soon enough. Oh yeah, he's definitely getting in now. Louder's got to have to probably get there too. Jeff Oakes though, he's going to go one more lap around. He's going to try to build some speed here. I like the strategy. At the same time, it's a very bold strategy. The reason I say it's a bold strategy because again, you have to literally think about this for a minute. You're going in where everyone is not going, where everyone's just now getting into pit road. That could make the difference. Starting to ferrule him around a little bit. Kenny McGrath here. Now heading out. Chantel Pottle, Patrick Parker, Patrick Kelly, Mike Rideout, and all them staying out. Or went into pit road, excuse me. So Jeff Oakes and right as everyone else on the lead lap goes in. Mike Rideout laid out there. Pottle looks like she may try to go for a fuel run here. Might try to go for the whole shebang and go the whole halfway to the distance. Could work. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's a very decisive strategy in my opinion because really you gotta kind of be careful about when and where you go. So the 5 looks like she'll head to pit road now, get squared out on the track. The field's just going to march their way on around. And Jimmy Hay and Austin Louder now back at it as the race leaders now feel the crunch. Louder right now trying to get it right to his table and right to the door. Louder down the bottom now. Looks like he's going to put the pressure on. Khan coming up as well. Big run coming up from the field. Every driver for themselves now. Khan drafting hard on Hayden though. He's using every ounce of speed he can on him. Just trying to make sure he works with it. Well, Louder had a great run there and a good little position and proposition for that race lead, but it did not quite pan out the way he was hoping for. Khan desperately trying to get up there to him, looking for an opening, looking for a charge, looking for a pass, looking for anything that could really make his way around. have it right now. Probably just going to be looking out and carefully and strategizing on his plan. Speaking of a driver, in my opinion, that can definitely bring it to the wall and bring it to the wire, it has to be the guy in that 43. Coming right off the distance now, you can just see Hayden has got all he wants and everything he wants to deal with and feel the pressure at. He was doing so well earlier, and he's still doing extremely well right now. But again, now, the difference between now and then is there is a lot more pressure on him from the entire field coming right back to him. And Khan looking to expose that on the outside. Hayden usually runs it on the top. He gets it back to the top. Now he's got to try to defend it. Opportunity arising. Best lap time so far, a 40 flat. That was set by Luke Mahone in the number 5. He's looking to try to continue that run. Hayden's fastest 40.13 earlier on. That's our fast lap time so far in this race. Khan right now on the binders, trying to keep the speed alive and keep the momentum on charge. Louder now right in the mix and in the fold. Back on the back half, back on the stretch, back in the drive and send him on their way. Louder trying to push Khan, looks like a little bit, to get him up to that front quicker. We're halfway done with this race. And so far, it's been chaotic. It's even more chaotic. Look at this. 3 wide for the race lead. Oh, there's no room down there for that one if they go into that turn. And it looks like God well aware of that. Louder had to back it in too. The draft seems to be the Achilles heel for a lot of these drivers right now, and it seems to be the thing that's plaguing them so more often than not. Mahone trying to get it right underneath there in that 14, and now he's looking to try to keep it away from the 43. But they forgot about one driver in that 21, the Toyota Camry. The only one of 2 drivers to run that car today, trying to take down the Chevys and the Fords. Unlike NASCAR with Hendrick Motorsports, they can't take that. Nobody's been able to take down the Chevys today or take down any of the certain teams. They have been keeping it pace and keeping it under real control. Louder though, using the muscle, using the momentum, starting to corner the car off. Crossover on White, now back on the back half. That's a set to the turns. He's looking to set this car up for the power and the run he needs. Absolutely insane to see and absolutely crazy to believe. So much diversity and so much on the line between the field and between the set of drivers. So currently at the remote. Sorry, but I got. Alright, currently clearing out the field and clearing out the momentum. Some drivers going on very different strategies here. Jeff Oakes and Shinto Pato going for the layer strategy. Wayne Ruprack a little bit further out in his plans here. Chris Schuessler and Stephen Louder all just trying to hold on at this point. Maybe find some kind of angle or something they can deal with here. But really, if you're not up in that pack right now, you don't have the draft. You don't have that extra little speed and that extra little momentum. What's odd, though, is that when they went into pit road, every driver seemed to be kind of cleared up, kind of pushed into a very substantial situation. But the others, well, from what I can tell anyway, they were not quite in the same situation. Matter of fact, a lot of them, like Luke Mahone up there, were just kind of getting themselves into trouble more often than not. Louder back ahead of Khan here as now the field sets themselves back up. But again, I was thinking that draft, though, would be able to save the fuel like you would, let's say like a Talladega or a Daytona. But it seems that's just not the case. Launching them right around now, back on that back half here. The straightaway starting to set up the field again. These drivers, man, I'm telling you, this has just been constant back and forth, back and forth. But the leader has been pretty much stable this entire race. So 30 laps now left to go, and it's been green flag racing since that little hiccup we saw earlier. Occasional drivers kind of pitching and back and forth a little bit, trying to help with some runs or help with some momentum. Some surprising drivers here in this one that you would think that all the other times we've seen them, they'd be up front. Like Aylett to Norgard or Jeff Oaks or Chantal Bottle or even Mike Rideout, if you will. But no, they actually have been struggling this one, which is just shocking to me because, again, this is not your usual MO. So the fact that we're even having this kind of issue, this kind of dilemma, really just kind of brings home the fact this next-gen Cup car is still a bit of an enigma to diversify and figure out, and at the same time, master in so many regards at so many levels. Their way through Corey Abbott, and man, now you don't talk about a guy that is making the charge through this entire field, 8 spots up. I mean, right now I'm kind of thinking where else could they really bring it home to as they go 3 wide off quarters here. Hunter Hammer and Hansen trying to stay out of trouble there. The field is currently separating out more and more. And again, those pit strategies are going to really be a troublesome scenario. Coming back around right off the distances and down through the sets of turns. No room for error. All pressure on the drivers' faces here. Jimmy Hayden right now currently still with where he's playing it out at, where he's running it down to. He's made such a great running of the scenarios and really some momentum down there. Lauder still holding on to that second spot, but you know he really wants that lead here. If Hayden would just give him a break, give him a chance, maybe you have an opportunity to go for it. But no siree, Bob. That has not been the objective here. Mahone back on the outside, lingering it right through and maintain the distance, maintain the grip. Field now getting a little bit more amped up and a little bit more wrapped down around the final legs of this race here. Again, they're having to really focus on that strategy. They got to focus on those pits and focus on when they're going to get in and out of pit road. While at the same time, worry about not testing out too much on their tires. Gaps closing down. Mahone, look at this. Going a little drive on the outside there. And now the number 5 Chevrolet Camaro, Ryobi 1. Looking like maybe he has the answer for Hayden, but again, battling out of there for a little bit. They ended up costing him some time. And Corey Abbott now looks like he's getting tired of waiting around. He makes the jump on Lauder. I think it's about time I start cranking this thing up a little bit. These drivers are getting a little spread out, and I think they want to roar the engines aloud a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Let's crank it up. 18 laps remain here on PT Racing TV, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Hayden, throughout this entire duration, throughout this entire race, led the most laps, led this field into maybe what could best be described as a long, long fight today. Continuing the miraculous runs and everything on pressure-wise, it's still looking more and more like it could be a long-distance ride-out and a fight-out for any of these drivers. But again, that fuel strategy definitely could be coming into play and really factoring in a lot of the strategies they need to kick up with. If I was them right now in this case, I would say probably best case scenario, find the right time to get into pit road first and then lap this one out. So many runs here coming from the packs, coming from the outhouses to the White Houses. Some, more often than not, finding themselves trapped in the mix or trapped in a bind. The pressure's on here. Corey Abbott nowhere near Luke Mahone and definitely nowhere where Jimmy Hayden. But again, I don't think anybody's going to be hating on Hayden. I think it's a matter of just the fact he was able to outrun him. Mahone, the first to blink. He's gone to pit road. The Fryobi one has gone to pit road, and now we'll see what the other drivers decide. That's a big strategy and a bold move. Lauder right now trying to draft off that 21 of Abbott, trying to make a run for him here with 13 laps remaining, time running out. Will Renfrey, the Natural Light Machine, having a little bit of a jump charge back into the packs, back into the distance here. So drivers heading into pit road now. Jimmy Hayden certainly will be one of them. Abbott, Lauder, White, and all of them are going to follow behind. They were waiting for Hayden. McGrath going in too. Big strategies coming up. Chad Lancaster right in the way for McGrath, and he'll run it right down into pit road. Hayden's got a very, very tough strategy here. He's got to get it lined up properly. Pit stops now coming through. Hayden, good stop, good exit. Now he's just got to get it right out of pit road. Lauder going to get out there second. Then William White getting out there. Looks like the pit strategy is definitely phasing out. Kenny McGrath taking a little bit of control too. Rempe going to take the lead over for just a minute. And it sounds like he's going to be slowing that 55 down just so he can make the corners for the pit stop. 11 laps to go. Mike Wright at the MRM Network. 76. Not only is he looking for a championship next Monday night on Pushing Limits, but also he's looking to maybe make a statement here. Barring any issues or any troubles, he may have a slight chance, but again, he's going to need to get to pit road sooner than later. Only take the fuel he needs to get back out of the track quick, because he's not going to have a lot of time to deal with. At this point, really, actually, I think he may need to look at that, get that pit strategy down, because I think he needs a little help for a caution. But he's not going to get it with this two going in at Khan and Hayden for the first time today. Hayden has been passed from the top spot to the front. The Rattlesnake struck almost like a last-ditch effort, a last gasp, and they got the run on Hayden. Hayden cannot believe what he is seeing. So quick, so fast, so pressurized, and yet now look at this. Hayden has now become the offensive player. He was on defense for most of this one. If not nearly all of it. Look at Hayden. He's going to the bottom. He's going to try to trip it right up there to Khan. Try to get a run on him. He's not going to get any help. He's going to have to get a little bit more power, draft it quicker, and have to go a little harder. Nine laps left to go. These two battling for the race lead and battling for everything that's worked for and fought for today. Khan has been to victory lane already quite a bit this year since he got really figured things out. He may not have had it in pedal to metal racing on Sunday nights, but I tell you, he's starting to figure it out everywhere else. He's looking for one in Six Sigma. He's looking for one from the pit stall. He's looking for more all down the road, side by side, nearly off the corner there. Hayden trying to get that first of the day. He's trying to get him. He's got a run. He's got a corner. Now he needs the extra power. He's going to try to drift up a little bit, try to force Khan some dirty air. Line him back down. He needs a big jump off the bottom, and he does. He got Khan from the bottom to the top, from the heavens above to the depths below. Back up to the heavens above again, and he's now got Khan put right back in his place in his mind. What an awe-inspiring race this has been, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely chaotic and crazy in terms of where every driver goes and wherever position they follow through. But you can't say for certain that this has not been a strong showcase of what these drivers can bring to the table. Many passing opportunities and many great fights in between. Beauregard yet again looking to end his run out in a top 5 scenario. William White, man, I really question. I know I keep saying this, but when will we finally get that 43 into victory lane? Not a single time last season. Came so close. He had the lead quite a few times. He had so much power and so much speed. And yet here, he just never could get it dialed in for that final leg. Well, looks like White may be getting kind of sick and tired of having Norgard in front of him as well. So looks like he's going to try to make a run for him there. Power is on. The pressure starting to fold Hayden, by the way. He's got about a full second now on Robert Kahn. That could be all he wrote for him. Kahn had a good run there and a good battle, but Hayden strategized above all else and took him to the line. Side by side now. This is your battle for 5th. William White, oh my, he's going to take it to the outside. He's going to force Norgard down on that bottom. Norgard may have finally found his match on a track like this. The stakes have evened out. The pressure has become tougher than ever before. So White with a beautiful pass there on Norgard now moves into the top 5. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got only 3 laps remaining. The snake strikes again, but not in this case with the top spot, but rather to hang into that top 5 all day long. Bit of a battle back here as well as we get one last little fight out, one last little drive out. Battle for 8th, Parker, Patrick Kelly, and Chantel the Throttle Bottle. Bottle down to the bottom, gonna run it off and run the course, keep the dirty airflow around Parker. BPK there can't quite keep himself in the right scenario. As the Eco Green 6 just tries to hang on with only 2 more laps left to put on the table. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. White flag out. This time on by for one Jimmy Hayden. To say the least, these drivers may be hating on Hayden today, but can blame them. He was just perfect. Like Peter Irons last week at Watkins Glen. There are some things you just can't outbeat. Strategy, talent, and skill certainly is one of them. Off the final corners through turn number 3 to turn number 4. Jimmy Hayden is going to win this one out. He outruns the field. He out-strategizes them all, and he's going to win it at Auto Club. Khan will go 2nd. Mahone 3rd. Louder 4th. 5th for White. Norgard goes 6th. McGrath 7th. Pottle takes home 8th. 9th to Kelly, and Hardcastle are going to take home a solid top 10. The fireworks displayed off here on the track as Jimmy Hayden, one finger out to the window and a hand out the grill. He's done it today, and the Lava Man is going to have himself a paradise suite in Old Cali today. What a long, long run, and what a fight out for supremacy above all else. Here we go. He's been waiting to do this one all day, folks. Time to look at our race results now here, presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing. What a day and what a race. Jimmy Hayden nearly puts up a perfect performance and leads out the entire race. Robert Kahn goes 2nd, Luke Mahone 3rd, Austin Ladder 4th, William White 5th, 6th, Ailton Norgard, Kenny McGrath going 7th, 8th to Chantel Pottle, Patrick Kelly 9th, 10th, Andrew Hardcastle. That rounds out your top 10 in this one today. Ooh, my, folks. What a run, what a day. And when we come back, we're going to listen to your top 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here live on the show here. We're about to listen to the top 3 drivers as they're about to head on down to our end here, hopefully. Currently just waiting for their arrival. Luke Mahone, though, taking home for 3rd today. Of course, we do know Robert Kahn taking it on home for a 2nd place finish, and I believe he's actually going to be joining us now here on this position here. Yep, he's coming down out of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, the rattlesnake Robert Kahn has joined us here in your 2nd place finisher today. Congratulations on that, Kahn. But oh my word, my friend, you had a fight out there with Hayden. Talk about that one, sir.
Yeah, man, that was pretty good. I was trying to I tried a little strategy and pit it 6 laps earlier because I think that was the only way I could make the ground up. But I was just trying to hold on. He was too fast, so I was just trying to hold him off as long as I could and hope he made a mistake.
No, but not to make a mistake and not to get yourself into any trouble there. But I mean, I'll ask this too. I mean, you had quite a few times you could have blocked him, could have guarded him out there. I mean, did you just try to kind of lay low and not see if maybe that the car kind of take control a little bit more on that, or what were you thinking there in this case?
No, I typically I don't like driving that way. I don't like blocking. I don't like doing any of that kind of stuff. I try to race people like I want to be raced, and he's never raced me that way. So I try to be clean as possible.
Well, you certainly were pretty clean and pretty conservative here on this one. So today, as you walk away with the 2nd place finish, who do you want to thank you for all that?
Stigma Six League. It's a hell of a fun show. You guys, PTM TV, and then PTM recently. And that's about it.
For sure there. All right. Well, Con, nevertheless, though, congratulations bringing this one on home for a 2nd place finish.
Hey, thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, your 2nd place finisher here today. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to join us in the booth here. He's coming to you in victory lane, ladies and gentlemen, in Auto Club Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jimmy Hayden, your winner today. And Jimmy, my friend, congratulations. And oh my, sir, did you have to not only play offense, you had to throw a little defense in there. That is some hard running there, my friend.
Yeah, man. Definitely. It might have looked like a boring race, you could say, with a lot of cars running out in a line, but definitely sweating the whole time, keeping a couple guys behind me, and then at the end there, Robert put up a big fight. He must have taken 2 tires or something, and I don't know, man. Just glad I was able to get by him and take it home.
Get by him and take it home indeed. Now, I mean, you may think it was a little bit boring, but I mean, to us, we were able to see a lot of action going out through the track. I mean, a lot of that probably kind of helps out your end too, because you're able to kind of stay away from those cars having to pack up and stack up as much as they did. But for you in your case, I mean, you're able to drive out for quite a while. What was the secret, or what was the key, really, just to make sure this car could even do that?
Patience, and keeping the tires under you. There was a couple instances where I'd make a couple little mistakes here and there, and whether it was Austin, Luke, Robert, Corey, whoever was in second at the time, they'd be able to make little runs on me here and there. And instead of throwing really big defensive moves and taking life out of the tires, I was just doing my best to be patient, know what I can do, and I don't know. Just being careful and knowing that it's a long race and I'm not gonna, I don't know, it's not worth burning the tires up for no good reason. So that was a long-winded answer, but
Hey, no, not at all, my friend. I mean, believe it or not, we've had a lot longer answers on here that we've had to sit through, so I think you're okay there. But nevertheless, Jimmy, as you walk away with a win today, sir, who do you want to thank you for all this?
what was that? I'm sorry.
With this win today, who do you want to thank you for all this?
Oh man, I gotta thank my buddies over at Abbott Motorsport, Corey, Leighton, Andrew. You know, we share a lot of notes, and I think it shows in the results. I think we're running really well together. I gotta thank you guys for putting on this show. Ben, Carrie, everyone at Six Sigma. You guys doing a great job. Had a really good experience yesterday at Long Beach, despite couple on track incidents, but overall real positive experience racing here.
For sure there. All right, well, Jimmy, man, congratulations bringing win number 1 in the Oval Series.
Thank you, sir. Check out Jimmy Hayden Photo if you need some motorsports racing photos out there. So.
You guys heard him. Check it
Yeah.
out here. We'll give P10 Race TV the old regards there too from us. So thank you for your time there, Jimmy.
Thank you, sir.
So check out what he just mentioned there and check out Jimmy Hayden photos. Also be sure to keep an eye out on our broadcast end, like a follow up, subscribe on our end to make sure you guys never miss any of the beats or any of the shows that come with the track. Thank you again to Six Sigma Sim Racing for sponsoring and supporting your #1 Mosin and Sim Edge dealer on the market. With high quality, great chassis, major way, sim racing is the way to go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We love you guys from the bottom of our hearts. Stay tuned for more action tomorrow night as we bring you the Pit Stall Racing Series. We'll see you then, though. So next time on out, be safe and take care of yourselves. Good night, everyone.